For this tutorial you're going to need 3 colours of yarn, one each for the centre, the middle and the outer edge of your hexagon. I shall leave the details of which colours these are in the description box. You are going to need 16 hexagons in total, so you want to go away and do these hexagons and then I shall show you how to put these together. I've used a 5mm crochet hook for these particular hexagons, but you could go up or down depending on your yarn. You will need a darning needle and some scissors. So to begin with, you want to take 3 of your hexagons and you are going to want to put them together with the sides or some of the edges facing, so 3 like this. And what we're going to do is going to take a darning needle and some thread and just sew these edges together. So here is my thread. If I just take the first 2, I'm just going to put them right sides facing, and all I'm going to do is in the corner, so in the very corner of the 2 hexagons, I'm going to insert my needle and pull it through, leaving a bit of a tail, and I'm just going to tie off. So I've just put a bit of a knot in there, and all I'm going to do is sew these together. You can sew in this loose end if you like as you're doing this. So just tie in those 2 edges together. And once you get to the other corner, you're just going to make a knot and snip off. And that just connects those 2 together. You are then going to attach the other one in exactly the same way, so right sides facing, and then you're going to work down this very edge again in exactly the same procedure. Once you've connected your 3 together, you then do exactly the same thing twice more, so you'll have 3 sections like this all together. So go ahead and pause the video and sew together those next 2 sections of 3 hexagons. Now that you have your 3 sections, you want to lay them facing down, so right sides facing towards the table, and just pop one out the way for the moment because we're actually going to attach these 2 together, and the way that we're going to do this is actually move it slightly to one side so that these sections fit in towards each other. So again, you want to take your darning needle and you're going to take this corner and attach it to this corner and pull through and tie off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sew one side to the other, working all the way along. And you just want to make sure that you are connecting the corners right into each other properly. You're not getting misguided as you're working your way along. So here I'm just going to go up into the opposite side and then pull it through to bring those 2 pieces together. And you'll just work your way all the way along to the end. So pause the video and work your way along. So now those are attached together, you just want to take your 3rd section, still facing down towards the table, and this time instead of going this way, you're going to put the piece of work here, so it looks like it sticks out, then in, then out. So again, do exactly the same thing down this edge to attach them together. So pause the video and I shall meet you back once you've done that. So now we have these all connected. Laying it down facing away from you again, we're going to fold this in half. Okay, so you still have so you have the right side on the inside, and what you're going to do is take the centre one first and you're going to sew those 2 pieces together, so sewing right along that edge there, and then we are going to take these 2 pieces and fold it in half and sew down this edge and this edge, and the same with this one here. fold in half and sew down here and here, so it makes a sleeve. So go ahead and sew those together, and I shall meet you back because this is the top half of the stocking, and I shall meet you back to show you how to form the bottom half of the stocking. So this should now be sewn together like a tube, and what you want to do now is take 4 hexagons and you're going to sew them together down the edges. So here, here and here. Remember, you want to make sure that they're all facing the same way. So as you sew them together, you are going to put them right sides facing, so when they open out, they are the correct way. So go ahead, pause the video and sew those 4 pieces together. So now we have our 4 in a row. You want to place it right side facing you this time, because we're going to fold it in half, and what you're going to do, you're going to sew it onto your main piece. So this is folded, so you have a half piece, a full piece, a half piece, a full piece, and then a half piece and a full piece, and then this section is going to go into there. So what you need to do is you need to sew along this edge. If it makes it easy, you could open it out. So sew along this edge and then follow it round to the back, and then sew along these 2 edges. So go ahead and do that, and I shall meet you back in a moment. So this is what it should be looking like. You have 3 rows up here, and then you have another row that's slightly sticking out just here. You're now going to take 1 hexagon and you're going to have it facing towards you, so right side up, and it's going to go in this section here, and it's also going to fold like this. Okay, so all you need to do first of all is to attach it along these 2 edges, and then I'm going to show you how to fold it and attach it to the this top piece. So attach it to these 2 edges here, and then meet me back in a moment. So now this is on, we want to fold it so that this line continues down here. So you want to bring up this edge and fold it along that edge like that. So it's got a bit sticking out here, and then while you're at it, you might as well sew up the heel of the bootie, so you can sew along here and then also sew along these 2 edges. Now it's time to take another hexagon, and you're going to place it in this section here. So you just want to sew along this edge and meet me back when you're done. So once that's sewn on, you then half it again so that you can sew down this edge, and then we only have 1 more to add. So go ahead and do this one and meet me back in a moment. So this last piece you're going to fold in half, again with the right side on the inside, and this piece is going to fit in just like this. It's going to look like you've got a bit of an overhang at the end, which is absolutely fine, but you want to sew up this piece here, which should still be open. You want to make sure the underneath is sewed together, sew along these 2 lines, and also sew up this last section here, and I shall show you how to do the finishing touches to your stocking. So now you're fully have stitched all the pieces together, you want to turn it inside out, and then this bit on the bottom is not going to stick out all the way. So if you actually pulled it all the way out, you'd have a pointy bit here, which we don't want. So you can just push that back in, and then you can sew that piece up if you wanted to, or you could just leave it pushed in, whichever you want to do. But that is the essence of your stocking. You would obviously have some pieces to sew in if you haven't done that already. And then we're going to add a little bit of a hanger just on the corner here. To create your hanger, you just want to chain the length of what you want your hanger to be. So say for example 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the length you wanted it to be. You would then double that so that we can fold it over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So that's my chain 16. If you wanted to do more or less, that's absolutely fine as well. I am just going to chain 1 for turning, and then I'm going to work a double crochet into each of those chains. So insert into the chain, yarn over, pull through, you'll have 2 loops on the hook, and yarn over and pull through 2. So this is double crochet in the UK. In the US this is known as single crochet. So go ahead and work your way along the chain, and I shall meet you back once you've done that length. So once you're at the end, you can chain 1 and turn your work, and you're going to work into the top of each stitch all the way back along. And adding this extra row will make it a little bit more sturdy if you're putting anything inside of your stocking itself. So go ahead and do a double crochet into the top of each stitch all the way to the end. So once you've finished your length, you want to fold it in half, and then we're just going to attach these 2 pieces together. So the way that you can do that is just simply insert your hook into the opposite side and grab the yarn and pull through, and also do that again, so through the front, through the back, and grab and pull through, and then this time I'm just going to pull through, and then I'm just going to snip that off and pull it out, because I'm going to sew this onto the work rather than crochet it on, just so I know that it's nice and tight. So I'm going to attach my thread, and I'm going to do it on the pointed side of the stocking. So just pull that and then just simply sew on. So make sure it's nice and tight, and thread in your ends. And that is your stocking. So I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you leave me a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with any of my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas. Bye.